All right, welcome back. It's been very quite interesting here. Kafo trying to tell us why the whole atmosphere is quiet. And Philip told us that it's because Wike has been gagged. Well, did you say that?
I didn't say that. We have adjusted to hardship.
Okay. I thought you were the one that said Wike has been. Okay.
It's as if I'm afraid of Wike.
No, but look as if you're afraid of Wike.
No, I'm not.
Not all the time.
Not all the time.
All right. A particular Warri chief that was a senator in House of Rep member in Warri has told us that the next election should be well guided. If not, it will lead to a lot of chaos between INEC and the judiciary. Now, our elections have been flawed between INEC and the judiciary. The last election, INEC said go to court. Without doing that due process, they said go to court. Now we got to the court were messy. Now, these are people that are support organization structures that are supposed to support democracy, but they've not done so in a while. Now, as we go into 2027 election, INEC and the judiciary are being brought to fore. How are they going to perform? Philip.
Thank you very much. Honorable Barrister Temi Harriman is a prominent Deltan who had come to the House of Rep to represent her people, and she has served her term and she left. She went through the process of election and being elected. She went through the process of lawmaking and she contributed and participated in some laws made during her time. So she had gone back to an ordinary person as supposed a lawmaker and has put her thought and her experience together in a book. It was in the launch of that book that she made the statement that if INEC and the judiciary, if they do not play by the law, they are calling for chaos. Why did she say that? Election and electoral process is not just going to the polling booth to cast your vote. In recent time, they said if you are conversant with Delta State, currently there's war in the Warri metropolis, and this is what we experienced in that city in 1999 through early 2000 that destroyed the economy of that town. And now that peace is just returning, INEC has come up with the delineation of the federal Warri constituency, and it has created a lot of chaos. The creation of this new word has pinched the just against the Shekiri against the Robo against the Cho, like that, vice versa. So if you, as we speak, if you make a call through to Warri now, they will tell you that, look, there are some certain part of the town that you cannot go to at a certain point of the day. And especially if you are from one's ethnic group, you cannot go to, because Warri is a city that comprises of multi-ethnic, but everybody had their section, but they all lived together and they were happy together before the advent of politics. They eat together, they drink together, they marry. In fact, there is no home that does not have these three blood in one, because they are like brothers and sisters.
But there's still a lot of acrimonies.
Yes, there's what brought the acrimony. This is a recent time. This thing happened during the Action Congress and then NPP. In the Warri, but let me give you a little light into the Warri metropolis. The Urobos, they tend going with the northern block, while the Shekiri always want to go with the western block. So and don't forget, the Warri, it was part of the western region that later became the midwestern region. So when Obafemi Awolowo became the head, the Olu of Warri you see today was the Olu of Warri, but for him to punish the Yoruba because they voted against Action Congress, he made it Olu of Warri, and that's where the crisis started. He started creating a bad blood within these people because the Shekiri, their language is more of, they had no similarity with Yoruba, so they understand themselves. So he sees them as part of the Yoruba, and he tried to use it against them. And that's how they destroyed this beautiful home. It's a beautiful family, the Urobo, it's Shekiri, they are a beautiful family. So what Harriman is saying that, look, there was an interlocutory injunction against creation of wards, and now INEC has disobeyed that court injunction and created ward, and that is what is causing this crisis. If there is no peace in Warri, you can't do election. So that's why I said it will lead to chaos. What she said that, look, you are supposed to be independent. That is why she's particular about the INEC and judiciary, because she's a lawyer. She understands that these people that ought to be independent and the last hope of the common man, but they are being compromised. They are being biased. They are not doing their job. And if people feel discontent about you, if there's distrust of the masses, there's distrust in the masses, what INEC do, what will lead to is chaos. Like this yoga, this body that monitor INEC, he has come up to say that his overall and research shows that the people they don't have trust on INEC anymore. So what Harriman is only merely echoing what people have said, and INEC, you better make yourself independent so that you can build trust on the people, because the people no longer trust you, and if they don't trust you, whatever action you perform, they will resist it, and the way to resist it is by violence.
All right. Now, it's not only he has described the Warri scenario, but this is not only limited to Warri. Now, from this present administration, what we see is that there's a capture of elected members, right, to the camp of the APC. We can, governors, senators, House of Rep members. Now, if they go to their ward, their vote is just one. Now, but if they capture INEC and capture the judiciary, that means whatever people vote doesn't matter.
Okay.
What people want is what they vote to count.
No, when you talk about that capture, it forms a circus. And not giving credence to what people like Shore is doing. When he talks about revolution, all of us shake.
Yes.
I mean, this guy wants that fight because we don't want fight. But you see, the system we run now, there's going to be some kind of disturbance for us to be set free. You see these voices talking. The other day, Imo State was talking and saying that there is need to be a reform in INEC.
Yes.
But when they were there, they did nothing. You see another honorable member, she was there. I know their meeting these days was necessitated by a certain occurrence that happened quite recently, no doubt. But it's been there. You find out that when they are there, they don't find their voices. And it is when they are there, they are supposed to be the voice of the people. The legislators will have serving now. You just talked about them being captured. They should be the one championing this INEC reform, both in terms of integrity, number one, because even the law we have today, if well implemented, can give you a valid, credible election. It's simply an issue of integrity of the personnel. Now, let's just say, you want a law that is, tight, watertight, that no matter the idiot or criminal you put there, the law will be so watertight that they will have nowhere to go. Okay, for example, you are driving across a bridge. You have crash barrier this side. You have crash barrier this side. You can't go anywhere. You must run on that road. Otherwise, you jump into the water. If we want that one, then we now move further. Apart from the integrity test, we'll move further to the actual independence of INEC. Who should be championing this? Who has power to do this? The legislator. Until they are no more serving, they won't find their voices. Because INEC, I kept saying that somebody who is going to be involved in an election shouldn't be the one to appoint the personnel that are going to conduct the election. It can't happen. Particularly when you know how we are. In the Western world, I gave you an example the other day. I said in the West, you will see somebody commit a crime. Nobody saw him, no camera. Once it's done, he will call police that I've just done this. God forbid, I just shot my mom. I just did this. When have you seen a Nigerian turn himself in after committing crime?
To who?
So you know us. So you should get us a watertight law. INEC commissioners, INEC officials should not be appointed by the person that is also going to compete in that.
There's already a bill before the House for
that. Let's see if it goes through. So at the end of the day, these are the things where their voices should come. So putting it after, she also talked about the judiciary. How far, I do not think judiciary should actually participate in the election process. I've never believed it should in such an active manner. I've always believed that INEC should be the one to declare results, so that the result will be based on the prerogative of the votes of the people. If for any reason anybody is aggrieved, when you go to the court should either order re-election is so in areas that are being
looking
contested.
at all the facts that are before them.
Rerun election in the areas that are being contested, or cancel the election entirely and ask you to go back to the field, so that at any point in time it is the votes of the people that will determine who is their leader, not 5 people seated who are being bribed according to the books we have that is now banned, and too many other reports that these people are being approached in some form to kind of influence the judgment. And that being said, even though they are not being influenced, let's say they are not being influenced, why will 5 strangers from a different constituency determine who becomes a senator, a legislator in another constituency
that they don't know anything about?
It's against the principles of democracy. Why will 5 judges from different states choose my senator, my legislator for me? It's against the principles of democracy. At the end of the day, the people voted this way. The judges, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 of them going to Supreme Court, go this way, even though they were not even bribed. That's wrong. Going to look at the complacency of the judiciary itself, leaving cases to die out. Like you said, it's not about what, it's about Nigeria. What is just a subset of Nigeria? There's something we saw in human location, we'll call it for whole to part. Otherwise, you will see the limit of the whole. Because if you begin to allocate resources without checking the budget you have, you are going to exceed. But if you come down from the budget down, you are going to be within the limit. Why is it that constitutional matters will be presented before the court? They will leave it unattended. Look at issues of River State. For example, till today, people simply just wanted to know whether a president, not necessarily as Iwaju, could be me tomorrow, whether as a president I have power to declare state of emergency
interpretation
in Lagos State and remove the serving governor at any point in time.
Okay, we don't have much time. I wish we had that time, but I want to ask a question. INEC themselves came out and said the youth of Nigeria are very happy with them. Do you think that's it?
Well, I like you said, one man, one vote.
From the election they've conducted so far.
Yeah, there are ways you can't fault it. We mind how we use our words, otherwise it can be misconstrued to be calling for anarchy.
Yes.
Bible said a stronger man keepeth his good at peace until a stronger man that he comes to dispossess him.
Okay.
So there is peace.
I will leave you with the strong man. Do you think the youth of Nigeria are happy with INEC? Because INEC said so.
It's not because INEC says so. It's because INEC came up with data to show that with the participation of the youth in registration for voters card preceding the 2027, it shows that not what all that is said about there that's actually happening, but what the INEC refused to know is that the youth are registering to vote does not put anything to say that they have trust in INEC.
All right. I'll nip it on the board there. That's what it's been. Not that they are very happy with INEC, is because they want to use the INEC's own way to make sure they stop all these things that are happening that are not right. It's still landslide news. We'll be right back.